Welcome back to Terra by the Bay. I'm David. Okay, I'm going to do a quick reading on the Colorado case where they're trying to not allow Donald Trump to be on the ballot because he has committed insurrection against the United States. Section 3 of the 14th Amendment. The judge rejected Trump's argument that matters of ballot eligibility are limited to Congress, not to the courts, and that state election officials can't invoke Section 3 of the 14th Amendment. She told them to go pound sand. Additionally, two other states, Michigan and Minnesota, also have similar cases like this going forward. And in the, I believe it was the Michigan case, the judge also told them to pound sand, that he wasn't going to toss the case out just because Trump wanted him to toss it out. Okay, so the Colorado case, which could be, representative of all these cases, how will the Colorado case turn out? I'll ask two questions. Will Colorado be able to keep Trump off the ballot in the 2024 election? And then follow up, will it survive appeals? Okay, so the thing we have to be careful of is that this law could end up being upheld, but stayed. That's the worst case scenario, right? Okay, so I guess I should ask three questions. Okay, first off, will Colorado vote or rule to keep Trump off the 2024 ballot? Or you can just give me the energy around this one, and then we can ask four Carters. Queen of Pentacles. This is, your vote's valuable, and our democracy is valuable, and it's been under assault, and it needs protection. It needs somebody looking after it. You can't throw we found recently, you can't throw democracy in the wild. It needs somebody looking over it and nurturing it. And people are just tired. Just tired of all the drama that's going on with this. And we don't want to go through this again. But here again, here's your fake electors and your election denial and the insurrection case underneath it all. So I think we're dialed in here. The star card in the past. In this case, to me, the star card is the insurrection itself. It's the assault that the United States was put under, but Lady Liberty came out of it. Scarred and beaten, but came out of the situation. Now we've got a betrayal and heartbreak. We don't want to go through this again. We don't want to go through another January 6th moment like that. We know that Trump has betrayed the country. And, it's funny how all his lawyers on TV say he didn't, but the minute you put him under oath, oh my, the truth comes out that, yeah, he did. Huge burden. It's actually a really big decision for the court to do this. Ruling one way or another, because it's, nobody's had to rule on this for like 100, 150 years. But, it really is a winner takes all thing. If you let him on, then you're encouraging other people to engage in insurrection, and there's no consequence for their actions. I think in the court's going to consider the pros and cons of this, but my view on this is, like, if this was a 3-judge panel, it would be 2 for and 1 against. I think they're going to see more reason to keep him off than keep him on. But I suspect that this also is going to lead right to the appeal. Okay, so I don't even care about the appeals. Basically, okay, so what am I saying? It's going to get passed. He's going to be kicked off of the ballot. So now my next question is, how will the Supreme Court rule on this? Because this is going to go to the Supreme Court. It has no business going to the Supreme Court. This is states' rights. But this is going to be one of those precedent-setting cases that will be brought before the Supreme Court. So the question I have is, Will the Supreme Court listen to this case? And if so, how will they rule on it? It's a good thing it's a 6-3 conservative majority on the Supreme Court, right? Because, they're traditionalists and love their country, and they wouldn't want insurrectionists in there, causing trouble and trying to break the rules. Republicans are all about following the rules, or at least other people following the rules. Hey, Clarence, how's that $200,000 IV loan you didn't pay back? Oh, sorry, that's another reading. How will the Supreme Court rule on these election cases? Will they rule on it? I think they will. I don't think they're going to send them back. I think they will rule on it. And maybe not too quickly either. Yeah, I think these cases are going to be victorious. And the Supreme Court might actually uphold them. They're going to rule on these cases that are victorious. Yeah. They're going to rule on it. Supreme Court is here. They want to say on this one, this is precedent setting type stuff here. In the past, you've got this Six of Swords. You've just all the turmoil of the 2020 election and, trying to get this guy off the ballot. And it's kind of, there's going to be appeals and stuff like that. And it's going to end up over here. The Supreme Court, there's going to be an agreement between folks and understanding. I think the conservatives and the liberals, this might be another one of those 9-1 votes type of things. How many judges? 9? Clarence Thomas will be the only one who... Now, even Clarence Thomas might sign on this one, that the states have the rights to do that. Overarching energy is bringing things to an end. For, just... I'm only pausing because it's like, does this mean they're going to kill it? Or does this mean that they're bringing Trump's campaign to an end? Justice, oh God. Okay. So they're going to, they're going to bring an end to something and justice will be served on this one. And I think we would say that it's pretty obvious to almost everybody that Trump, well, unless you're a MAGA fanatic, that Trump led an insurrection. And these judges know that. And then there's the walking away. I think they say that, yeah, he can't be on it. He's going to be off the ballot. Sorry. You don't get to be on the ballot for this one. Yeah, we got the Emperor card underneath there. All right. Now, so I've got, yes, the states are going to win this. And yes, the Supreme Court will uphold it. Now, the question I have is, will this be enacted prior to the 2024 election? Because maybe that Eight of Cups is the Supreme Court upholding it, but after the election has happened. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, the states were well within their rights to do that. It's so too bad we didn't rule on it before the election. That type of thing. Okay, so then, lastly, the states that are trying to remove Donald Trump from the ballots in the upcoming 2024 election, will Trump on election day still be listed on the ballots? Will Trump still be listed on the ballots because the rulings got stayed in appeals? Will Trump still be on the ballot in 2024? This card does not want to get off the top, so it is now the answer. Election denial it is, huh? There's your agreement. The Empress. Oh, these cards look familiar. They know he did it. But he's... holding on to it like, what if we can't prove it type of thing. The Empress pregnant with the possibilities. what's good for the states. I think he's going to get left on. I think this is going to get tied up in the courts. And I think the argument's going to be that let the voters decide. The voters will rule the day. And it might very well be that you don't need to kick him off in like Colorado and Michigan and Minnesota, that he'd lose those states anyways. But it's almost like the appeals courts are like they don't want to make the call. They want to kick the can down the road where it's just not risky for them. I mean, I could look at that and say, yeah, he's insurrection and it's for the good of the country and we all agree together and stuff like that. But I just got this feeling that they're just going to kick the can down the road. What's another way to... will Donald Trump carry any of those three states? Will he carry Michigan? Will he carry Minnesota? Will he carry Colorado? Maybe that's another way to look at it. There's a plan in place. Lovers. The message. The Emperor. Yeah, this is to me, this is Biden. He's the man with the plan, where this is Trump just, racing forward. Notice you got three nights in a row here. It's got to be like there's like some last ditch effort to keep him on, that keeps him on there. But what they're looking for is a leader who's made things financially better for people and he's relatable to people. So I think despite that, and again, I'm biased and entertainment purposes only, I suspect that regardless of what happens, Biden is going to carry those three states. I believe he carried all three of those states last time, and I think he's going to carry. I keep looking at the almost full moon out the window. That's what the look over my shoulder is. It's really cool. He carried those states before. I think he's going to carry those states again, and regardless of whether or not they boot Trump off of the ballot or not, I think that that those states will still vote blue. So it may not. I mean, and that's the other thing, right? The reason why you want him off is then the Trumpers are less motivated to go vote for the state senators and the state legislators and the U.S. senators and the U.S. Congressional people, so on and so forth. Yeah, and if the Democrats can get a hold of the state houses again and then undo the gerrymandering that's happening with those election maps so we can have free and fair elections, not only would they be the majority in Congress, but it would start forcing out the extremists from the GOP, and maybe, just maybe, we start moving back towards a sane two-party system, minimum two-party system in this country that are interested in democracy. Right now we've got a one-party system interested in democracy and another party that seems to be interested in authoritarianism. I'll let you figure out which is which. Anyways, so I hope this smooths your feathers a little bit. I think the measures will pass. I think they will get held up in appeals. I think the Supreme Court will ultimately uphold those. And I think it doesn't matter one way or another. Biden will still get in. It could impact, though, the Senate and the House of Representatives. So make sure you get out and vote. Thank you very much for watching this video and supporting my channel. I appreciate it. Thank you for everything you do to support the YouTube algorithm beast so that my video makes it out to new viewers. And to those new viewers, welcome to the channel. Glad you found me. Hope you found this reading insightful, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.